Bodies of light, the seekers, and all the sojourners of truth, the 144 chosen of the chosen few. I am Celestial Earth. I greet you in the love that lights the truth from my heart to yours on this very somber kind of day. I'm getting a message to be persistent because I keep seeing this woodpecker that just keeps flying in as I sat out here and decided to ground. The day is looking really weird. There's stuff flying through the air. I don't know what it is, but the haze that's covered over the sun. There's this glow that's I don't know if you want to call it like this haze over the sun. I'm in Florida where it's always bright and sunny, unless it's raining, of course. But there's something funny about today. There's something funny about today, and I woke up with the message. I was getting ready to come out here and meditate, and I'm just be transparent and honest with y'all. My cat wasn't doing too well, and I had to take the cat to the vet, and of course, it's like doom and gloom type of news. And this cat has been through everything. We took it from Jamaica. His sister died in Jamaica, and he made it this far, and now it's like this doom and gloom. And my daughter saw it when we were on our way to the vet that the sky looked really gray. Like, I'm gonna turn it around and let me see if I can show you the sky in the other direction. It's pretty much, it's like gray. Over here, but everything to the west, everything outward. And I'm just going to read the message as I'm getting it through nature in and of itself. Everything on the west, and the west is usually out. The east is usually within, but everything on the outside, there's a haze over it, meaning like I'm seeing smoke and mirrors. That's what it reminds me of. Smoke and mirrors. So there is a story, there's a narrative that's covering the sun. And these may very well be the illusions that want to jump out and cover everything, the demiurge, whatever you want to call it. And I'm hearing pleroma of light, the pleroma, which is the divine light. They want to cover it. There was to be a sudden burst of this light. And so there's a covering of this light that's coming from the sun, that's coming from our spiritual star, that's coming from Mama Universe, Central Galactic Universe. All of that light that is bursting through. And today is a portal type of day. Today is it the moon? I believe the moon is in Leo. The sun is in Leo, so now the moon is in Leo again. I believe it's coming out of Cancer into Leo again. It's not a full moon in Leo, but it is circled back around. So I say that to highlight whatever is happening. Let me see what I'm seeing with this woodpecker, because as I said before, the woodpecker symbolizes persistence, truth, and divine timing. And so now there's this haze with things floating in the air that want to cover our divine timing. And it's a message that's calling us to be persistent no matter what, encouraging us to keep pursuing the opportunities, the divine opportunities that are waiting for you. Keep pursuing it, even though it may seem far away or distant. Trust in natural cycles. That's a key part. If the woodpecker is also representing trusting the natural cycle, the Medu Neter, the nature in and of itself. Why I'm sitting out here in nature, looking at this butterfly, listening to the birds. I even heard the woodpecker for the first time make a sound. I never heard the sound of a woodpecker till today. It was literally perched in front of me and just it kept making the sound. Just as I was getting the news about the cat, of course, in their system, they're scripted to do certain things a certain way. And it's like, oh, let's put the cat down, let's do this. And it's like, you're not even giving the cat a chance, to live, because they say that the cat is suffering. And as they were saying all that, the woodpecker came and just started chirping and making its sounds. And it was reminding me, I was like, you know what, let me listen to this woodpecker instead of listening to what they say out there. Remember, I said the West is where the doom and gloom is at. Everything on the outside is making it look like this is where the doom and gloom is at. Hey, hey, hey. Grand day, grand rising, peace, love, and light. And so I said, let me listen to the woodpecker. Persistence, trust nature's cycle, not their cycle, not what they want to tell you, But let nature run its course. Let nature do its thing. Let things happen naturally. So, whatever that word may be for someone, if something is showing up on the outside and they have a script for that, anything in the institution that's happening in your life, world, and affairs, do not just take their script. Let things unfold naturally. Trust the natural cycle, trust the process, and it's going to take persistence. This is what the woodpecker represents. I'm telling y'all, this is the longest I've seen the woodpecker hang around. Like, he's still up in the tree. He climbed a little bit more up top. He flew off and flew right back over my head. And this is the longest he's been around. They're pretty elusive. They usually come in and go. And he stayed and made sounds while that lady was speaking in my ear about what they think is best. The woodpecker started making its own sounds. So I know that was a call of nature saying, listen within, listen to our intuition, which is what this is saying too. Seeing a woodpecker is staying focused on your goals, and especially when they seem far-fetched and far off, and to pay attention to your inner wisdom. So what is your inner wisdom saying? And for me, as soon as the doctor told me that, my inner guts was saying, allow him to be, allow the cat to be. We don't necessarily have to put it to death because they said so, or because they said they're suffering. You know, it's just like the things, the chaos and everything that's happening on the outside world. We're listening to what they say. What they say is best for us. They create the chaos and then will tell you what's best for you. And I'm seeing this fight. I know there's a fight happening right now with this haze and with things in the air and the atmosphere. I'm seeing things through the air. Right when I was going to talk about the cosmic showers from the Perseid, what they call it, comets coming in, the meteor showers that have some of you have been able to see if you're in dark places, with less pollution of light. From the 17th up until about, I think about the 23rd, we may have another 2 days of being able to have the chance to see these showers. And I wanted to do a video on that. I did a video last night that still will not put out. So when you see it, you're going to see it. And it's about Star Wars, how there are no Star Wars. And for some reason, this message is being either shadow banned or, you know, cast over. So just to let you know, you may see that. And I was really speaking about how there are no Star Wars and how it is an illusion and how we are really living in an assimilation if you really have a chance to look at it. And I was able to break it down. And I know these are messages they don't really want people talking about, but it's the truth of the matter, and it helps us to change our perspective, because they want us to always see war. They want us to always see into the illusion of separation. But this is what I was speaking into. And all day, every time I go and check, the message is still, the video is still in processing. It's like they're holding the clamp on that video. And so as I sat out here, that too was in the message of being persistent with the message. You can give the message. I can give the message to you live right now. You know, but I'm going to wait to see if it goes through for the day. We'll see how it goes through. If not, then I'll just go and do a live. Like, they're not going to stop that message. Either way, we need to understand, be able to see the illusions that are around us. And now I can see why when I see how this day is playing out. And seeing the doom and gloom on the outside to the west. The west, which represents everything happening in the external that they want us to believe in. And the clouding over the sun. The whether it's chemtrails, whatever they want to call it, because I know they put things out there in the air where they want to block the sun, when they want to block our light codes. And that's what it looks like. It looks very unnatural. This doesn't look like natural clouds. It looks very like a setup. So I say that so anyone else that is out there, one of the messages that I was getting about the pleroma of light and returning to the pleroma of light, bring it to me, Spirit. It was to say to you all that whoever they are out there, opposition, they are feeding on your light. They are feeding on your light. and let me say it to you this way, because this is how it was shown to me in the dreams. Like, you are doing what you're supposed to do. You are of service, and you're doing what you're supposed to do of service. You hear that nature is still calling. Listen to the sounds of nature. You are out there doing what you're supposed to do. I'm going to catch one of these things that's flying in the air and see if I can show it to y'all, because this don't make no sense. It's like little white things in the atmosphere. You are doing what you're supposed to do in your service to nature, to whatever it is, but people are taking advantage. There are people, services, situations that are taking advantage, and I'm to let you know that they want to feed on your light. They want to feed on our light. And again, I'm not saying this for doom and gloom. Come here. I'm trying to catch one of the things that's flying in the air. I'm not saying this for doom and gloom. It's for awareness. Be on your P's and Q's. Be spiritually mature. And the message that I had, this was even from the night before, was to speak to those of spiritual maturity. That was the next video I was going to do. Speaking into those, and when I say spiritual maturity, I'm saying that there are those right now that are like spiritual youths, like teenagers. When I say youths, like spiritual teenagers. And this has nothing to do with age. It has nothing to do with you actually being a teenager, but at a teenager level in your spiritual experience, which means you know some things. You're not an infant. You're not new to this, but you also haven't graduated to the point of being true to this either, to a certain degree, with a certain type of discipline and persistence and diligence and vigilance. And that's what the energies are calling for to us right now. And this was the message I got the night before, as with nature. Like, nature was really coming alive. I saw this huge green owl, and the owl represents that wisdom. And it was showing how these spiritual youths, the people that are being spiritual youths for spiritual teenagers, being spiritual know-it-alls, right? Acting like you know it all, so you're not humbling yourself. There's a certain humility that's needed. You're not humbling yourself to the true spiritual experience through discipline, through self-discipline. It's not enough to know spiritual things, and it is for us to stand into spiritual doings, accountability. What is it that you know? How are you behaving in that manner? Are you being disciplined in your food intake, in your daily moving arounds and going abouts? Are you still placing yourself in low vibrational persons, places, and things? This is not the time to mix and mingle in that way. This is a time to truly isolate, to detoxify, so that you can tap into the frequencies that are best suited for your advancement, if that is what you choose. But the energies are saying that this is not the time to be playing around as spiritual teenagers, being cocky, acting like you know it all. I even saw peacocks that were like really coming towards the spiritual youths in a dream. So it's really highlighting what we're being cocky about. I'm really trying to get this, and you probably won't be able to see it because it's just floating around in the sky. See, it's not even coming off my hand now. I was able to pick one up off the ground, but it's not coming off my hand, and it's literally raining down. It's like ashes, but it's something that's really coming through the atmosphere. And what I'm seeing is this is ashes to ashes and dust to dust. This is the doom and gloom that they want to create for us, when really there's cosmic dust that is flowing in through that meteor shower, that same meteor, cosmic meteor shower. That's what we're supposed to be out and gaining our grasping from. If you can get out during that time and see it in the wee hours of the morning, in the westward direction, if you can catch a glimpse of any of that, or just be out at that time and set your intentions, set your purpose, set your intentions, Hello, butterfly. Set your intentions for your transformations because this is a major transformation. And what many are not aware of right now, why this is so important at this time, because as we have come out of the halls of Amenti, out of the 8-8 Lionsgate, now we're splitting. We're splitting. It's almost as if two trains have been running side by side parallel, and it's now the divergence is happening and it's splitting even further and wider apart. So it's going to be even more difficult if you don't form that discipline right now, if you don't get into your soul self, release what needs to be released. There were three things I was shown in my dream, and it had to do with humility overall, but it was highlighting that we need to recognize what we need to know, reconnect, meaning identify with yourself, reconnect and remember what is within you, and then release. It was like three R's, like reconnect. It was recognize, remember, and release. And in the remembering aspect of it, it was to have humility. See, and you can just hear, I don't know if you could hear it, but you could just hear nature all around you. You can hear the birds. Well, they just quiet down now. But be in that persistence. Have that persistence. And that's really what I wanted to share. There's more. I know there's more, but right now I'm really listening. I'm really focused on listening myself. Even as I'm talking to you, I'm still listening. That's why you see I'm looking around. I'm looking at the subtle messages. I'm looking at everything in nature. Submerge yourself in nature. Meditate, ground in your meditation. This is a time to really hone in on that, especially during this moon portal. I believe it's today and tomorrow. We're moving towards the full moon. Yeah, we may be in full moon, may be in Leo right now, as the new moon, not the full moon. The new moon is going to be a new moon in Virgo. So look into that. Get yourself ready for that, because today is the first day of our new moon manifestation. For those of you who have done the work with me, you know today is the crown day. Tomorrow will be, third eye, and we go from the crown going down, manifesting. And if you can work with this new moon to help manifest what you need to release, what you need to remember, in order to take this next step, new moon in Virgo, organize yourself and get ready for the eclipse that we're about to be in. We're entering into the eclipse season right now, into that eclipse window that is going to amplify what our nodes of faith are showing us, from South Node in Virgo to North Node in Pisces. And a lot of that has to do with recognizing what true service is, right? I finally caught. Oh, you caught it live. Hi, Marie. Laura, it's been a while. Peace, love, and light. Nature providing the soundtrack. Exactly. Peace, discernment. Nature is providing the soundtrack in time right now. And we're being asked to be true vessels in time and recognize, find our divine timing, which is what the woodpecker was highlighting. It is about divine timing. We really got to step out of ourselves. Get yourselves out of the way, whatever it is that's happening in the outside world. As I'm saying, I'm looking to the west, and it's smoke and mirrors, y'all. It's smoke and mirrors. It's an illusion. If you didn't break any illusions through the Lionsgate, through the halls of Amenti, 8-8 Lionsgate, or through the entire Sirius Gateway, please start looking into that. Being active about breaking these illusions. And Neptune dipping back into Pisces is going to give us that. Neptune and Saturn is going to give us that. So it's going to give us that opportunity as we go into getting ready to go into, I don't even know what to call it, but it's a deep preparation mode for what's to come. These major planets that all moved into the next sign, they're really going to settle in as of the next year in 2026. What you all know is 2026. So we have a few months from now up until about February. So what was happening in Halls of Amenti was to prepare us for that. I don't know how many people are seeing that or taking it that serious, but as I said, the main message I was getting was to Get out of your spiritual teenagehood. We can't be walking around like we know it all, cocky and proud, that proud pride peacock type of, show off cockiness. This is not the time for that. Humility is what is going to get us through. Humbleize that ego. Do not let the ego be engaged with fear tactics, because anything that you have a fear about or unhealed wounds, this is why we were asked to recognize, to go deep within, recognize and remember. Find yourself. Don't just sit on the outside going, well, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it could be. Find it. You have a responsibility. We have a responsibility to act with due diligence in our soul to find the truth that we behold. Find it. Ignorance is no excuse. Not in 5D. No way. We are in the age of the knowing, and the knowing is here for all of us. So go get it. Go get her. Get together to get her. Who is her? Wisdom. We come from wisdom. We come from the darkness. Out of the darkness comes the light. We come from the darkness of wisdom, and we are here to embrace that wisdom and act in discernment. True discernment that brings forth more light, that activates more light. So this is not a time for us to cower down with doom and gloom and listen to the hearsays of the smoke and mirrors that are out there in the West, in the external. Ashe, love, peace, and light. Love, peace, and light. It's always good to catch. Yes, catch the downloads and the crown loads, right? I walked to a woodpecker. Yes, you saw a woodpecker too? After this rising, I'm telling you, the woodpecker is being very significant right now, and I'm seeing even more of the fullness today. It was saying, listen to your inner wisdom. And that was another thing in that dream that I had with all the animals coming to life, was wisdom. I was saying to the youth in that dream that you're not listening to wisdom. And I'm going to do a video about that, because the message was coming through specifically, especially for those whose natal Pluto is in Scorpio, because those are the ones that are really having the challenges with listening to the wisdom within. And that's why the owl, this huge owl that was green, which represents what? The heart chakra. The wisdom of the owl is saying, go into your heart. Go into the truest of your heart, into true authenticity. Help to authenticate the vibratory field in true authenticity, not in your feelings, not to be buried in your feelings, not to be like the proud peacocks, trying to flap your wings and spread all of your eyes open to create this illusion that you're this big animal. That's what the peacock does. And the peacock had to face them so that they can see themselves, that you are being this peacock. So for those spiritual teenagers out there, remember, it has nothing to do with age. But you have to be honest with yourself and look at where you truly are at in your degrees of light as you ascend in your soul's delight. And to see the flames that you ignite. We have to come out of that cockiness. And that's ego. All of that is ego. You may not see it as such. You may just say, oh, well, I'm protecting myself. No, well, put down that protection, because that protection insinuates and incites and ignites fear. That protection is coming out of fear, and it engages the ego and to continue to spin a narrative that you are suffering from, this narrative that is not helping you. This narrative that plugs into the doom and gloom and these ashes that are flowing around, rather than having you to see your cosmic dust that is coming through the stars, the cosmic showers that want to rain down so many bits and bytes, little microscopic cosmic bites of information that we're supposed to be taking in. Instead, they got us looking at these ashes. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. None of this is for any of us. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. None of this is for any of us. And I'm going to say it again because 3 times a charm. And not just because it's a charm, but there's power in 3. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. None of this is for any of us. Know thyself, cosmic beings, starseed beings, those who have been awakened to the call. Step into your cosmic body, your light body, and do not let the perils of doom and gloom surround you. It's an illusion. It's an assimilation. The demiurge is an assimilation that is a part of her wisdom being bestowed upon us in these parts, in these realms. Recognize that there are no Star Wars and that the cosmic showers are here for you to adore, here for you to admire. There's no war outside of yourself. The battle all is within here, and which means there really is no battle if you truly know yourself. So I implore you all to step into the light that you know you are. Do not let the institution spin its script on you. And it has a script, and it has a grip on the script, and it wants you to grip the script. Listen to the subtle inner voice and let it be loud within you, that you hear the wisdom. See that big green owl that I saw spreading its wings right in front of your face, reminding you that you need to listen to the wisdom that is within you, the wisdom that is in the wind, the wisdom in the divine elders. Listen to things outside of yourself. Leave self thoughts alone. And I'm not saying neglect yourself, but do not listen to that self that is trying to protect any fears or anything that appears as lack. That's all you got to look at. If it's something that you're trying to prevent, oh, I got to prevent this. No, listen to your words. You don't got to do a darn thing, but stand in the love that lights the truth and let it move for you. That's how you trust nature's cycle. Let nothing back you against the wall to believe that you have to make a decision on their account. Know thyself to be true and the truths that you stand in. It's time to clock into your cosmic shift and stop straddling the fence with the lost that drift. This is your time to make a stance. This is our time to stand in that truth. Open your crown, as today is crown chakra day, and as this new moon is coming in, open your crown to receive the cosmic showers, the cosmic dust that are coming in, and set your intention to have it flood through your entire system, from your crown to your root and all the way through the soles of your feet. And let it enter into the earth, connecting to your earth star, so that you can trust your awareness of your divinity in this earth, no matter what it looks like. Let me say that again. No matter what it looks like. I don't care what's going in and out and about and around. These are the dreams. I had 3 dreams back to back, and they all were saying the same thing. You are doing too much. You're doing everything that you can do, and yes, stay in the light of truth, but do not let them siphon your light. They are feeding off of you. So stand in the truths of who you know that you are. I came out of the halls of Amenti, yes, with the consciousness of wholeness. As I was in the halls, the mother of darkness, wisdom, Ashe, spoke and told me to integrate light and darkness. That's what I'm talking about. It's not to run from the darkness. It's to integrate your light. Shine your light in the darkest places. That's how you integrate your light with the darkness. And allow the shadows to come out into the light so they can be exposed to the light, and like vampires burst into flames. See, as I'm saying that, I'm looking at the light that's trying to come through, and I'm going to see if I could turn it around so you see. It's very filtered light, like the light is faint. For those of you who know Florida light, it's usually bright. That's our sunlight right now. It's very faint. If I could get it through the clouds, you'll see it's a very faint light. Very, very faint. Ashe. Thank you for that, Laura. Peace, love, and light to that. Ashe, ashe. Integrate your light and dark. Lighthouses. If you're a true lighthouse, you don't run from the dark. You're a lighthouse because you shine the way in all of the darkness. And you're not afraid of the dark because that wisdom is the dark. The unknown is the dark. We come out of the womb, which is dark. Seeds are buried in the earth, which is dark. So don't run from the dark. It is the shadows that lurk in the dark that we are to be able to siphon that out. To, let me not say siphon, to decipher, to discern the difference between the two. We come out of that because we're here as light bodies to say that this is different. This is not of truth. And that shadow, that's a shadow. That's not out of wisdom of the dark. That is shadows that are taking advantage of the darkness because it's in the realm of the unseen. So it's moving around. And think about that in your consciousness. Things in your subconscious that are moving around unseen and unbeknownst to you. That's why you have to know yourself to be true. Go in like Inspector Gadget. Go in with the magnifying glass and really go into the depths of your soul and be willing to find the evil. Get to know the evil that has been lodged inside of you. Don't be walking around like, oh, there's no evil in me. If you got unhealed wounds, then you got a legion of demons attached to you. And that means you've allowed parasites. That means evil has access to you. This is what it means to not be a spiritual teenager that think you know it all, that because you've learned some things, you think that you're just absent of evil. Know thyself to know that you are susceptible to evil, especially if you have unhealed wounds, known and unknown to you. And the dangerous ones are the ones that you don't know. Because you're walking around like a proud peacock, like you got it all under control, but you have all these unhealed wounds in your soul. There's no such thing as out of sight, out of mind. Out of sight is still in your mind. It's out of your sight, but still in your mind. Because you haven't used your insight and your inner sight to address it. When you address it with your insight, then it can dissolve into love, into the love frequency. Until then, you're just walking around loaded with a mask covering, like they're masking the sun right now. You're masking your true light until you go into the depths of your soul and admit the evils that you behold. No evil. And to know it is to discern it, and then it can be released. Until then, there is no true release. Ashe. Ashe, ashe. And I'm going to leave that there because there's a lot more. I definitely wanted to highlight that so you're aware that evil lurks. And those of work, and be mindful of how you are sharing your light, because they are siphoning that light. They are feeding. Right now there's a feeding frenzy going on. And the ashes are everywhere. As I can see, it's still roaming in the air. So look around you. Look around you and listen to the earth around you. Do a deep seek in your soul and release the things that need to be released, because holding it is only dragging you deeper into a timeline, that timeline of fear. And you will reside there with the things that you fear, the things you fear losing, because you're not choosing. Ashe? So with that said, let the woodpecker be that symbol of persistence. Remember to trust yourself, trust the nature cycle, and trust your inner knowings, and be willing to go within, go get her. Get together to get her, right? It doesn't discriminate. Nope. Low vibrational energy is always waiting. That's right. And they lay waiting you right now. As you slip, you slide. So be careful how you ride. It's that serious right now. The energies want you to know. Get up and get out. Teenagers, spiritual teenagers, it's time to grow up. It's time to become a spiritual, mature adult. And own up to your stuff. Ashe? So with that said, I'm going to leave it right there. Thank you all. Hey, Kim. All those who came through, Mystic Messenger, Laura, Ezioku, Discernment. I see you and I love you all. So with that, and look out for the video that they holding up in circulation. I did it last night. And I'm just going through the day. So you may see me last night. It looks like this, but without the scarf. I was in my crown too. So with that, love you all. Each one, reach one, teach one. If you don't know where to start in your big, beautiful heart. Shine your light from the inside out and be the candle that lights the next one and the next one and the next one. Peace, love, and light.